Well, here we are, everybody. It is now the very end of January of 2021, and a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of Star Wars by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 and exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm have to offer in the next couple of years. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they already are working on over a dozen Star Wars projects as we speak, which by the way speaks volumes. It tells us that they are very ambitious about what they're doing with this new expanded universe between George, Jon, and Dave in order to really create the foundation of this new universe, right? So like I've said before in the past, it's going to take a lot of time and effort and a high success rate to get things to the level of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, by the way, I gotta say, everything is going very well on Disney Plus for Marvel so far with WandaVision, and I'm sure that Star Wars is going to continue to succeed, not just with The Mandalorian, but also with the Ahsoka Tano show and more. Now, with that being said, of course, everything related to Jon Favreau, this is a guy that has been pouring his heart and soul into the Star Wars franchise. This is a guy, mind you, that actually came into the Star Wars franchise all because he had issues with The Last Jedi and how director Rian Johnson treated the character of Luke Skywalker. Let's not forget about that. He used his contacts over at Disney because he worked on The Lion King and made his way over into Disney, Star Wars overall. So, the thing about all of this, also involves Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Now, specifically, of course, with all of that being said, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 are now in development, Disney and Lucasfilm are actually primarily focused on their new Star Wars projects for their new universe moving ahead. However, in a recent interview, creator Jon Favreau was able to discuss more about Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and her impact on his treatment of Star Wars. At one point in time, Jon Favreau was able to unveil that Kathleen Kennedy at first had tried to prevent the characters from the animated shows and the original trilogy to return. Favreau unveils that Kennedy didn't want Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Luke, etc., and that at one point in time, Captain Rex was even in the script for Season 2, but Kennedy felt it was best to get rid of that character from the script, as she believed that would be overdoing it with fan-favorite characters. Jon Favreau unveils that Kathleen Kennedy in the beginning of pre-production that started back in 2019 would cause creative differences between the creators and actors that were signing on for Season 3 and that at first made the crew very hesitant on bringing back Luke for Season 2. Favreau also wanted to make it clear that Kathleen Kennedy also didn't want an entire episode dedicated to Ahsoka Tano, and that this was the best and biggest challenge at first, before they came to an official agreement. So, let me stop right here for 1 second. Now, everything related to Jon Favreau, I gotta say, he did a fantastic job with Luke. I know that the Luke scene got very little criticism, and when I say very little criticism, I mean very little. Now, some people didn't like the CGI work, or some people didn't necessarily like how his mouth was being animated in the scene. I wasn't even really paying attention to that at first. All I cared about was seeing Luke, in the Jedi robes, taking on those dark troopers, full Darth Vader Rogue One style in the hallway. It was absolutely amazing. It really, just choked me up in the moment. It really did. It really gave you that sense of nostalgia. Going back to Luke, how he was used in Star Wars Legends, how he was used in the books and stuff around those lines, if you guys have read those in the 90s and the 2000s. Now, everything related to Jon Favreau, alright? The fact that originally speaking for Season 2, they were going to insert Captain Rex into the mix, this would have been a big deal. This would have been a very big deal because Captain Rex, love him or hate him as a character, a very central character when it comes to the animated TV shows. The fact that Jon Favreau wanted to make his way into live action as early as Season 2 would have been amazing. Now, it's unclear if this was going to be in the form of a flashback or whatever have you, but he wanted to bring him back into Season 2 of Mando. Now, aside from all of this, Season 3, guys, it's going to begin filming this April. It's really not all that far away. January is over in just 4 days or so from now. We're heading into February, which is a short month to begin with. They're actually planning to film on April 5th or 7th, right around that time frame. So they're really looking at a May 2022 release when it comes to The Mandalorian Season 3, or March at the earliest. Obviously, they want to shoot more so for March because they want to get it out the earlier the better to make way for the marketing of Obi-Wan Kenobi series in December of 2022. So, like I've said, I think that what they're trying to do right now is that they're really trying to fill in the gaps when it comes to all these new TV shows coming out. I mean, we got a lot on the way. We've got the Bad Batch this year. We've got the Book of Boba this year. Then, of course, in 2022, we got the Kenobi series. We got the potential Leslie Headland, The Acolyte show, which, by the way, I don't think it's going to make it that year. I think it's going to be delayed till 23. Then we have Kenobi in 2022 as well. And a lot more coming our way as far as animated content goes. So like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.